the giggles. I'm there thinking, oh, maybe I could go to bed as well. It's kind of that time of year, though, isn't it? When it's all dark and everything. And I don't know. It feels like I should hibernate. Maybe just come out in the summer to play chess.
I would like to be an animal that hibernates. That's just ideal.
Alex, would you like to be an animal that hibernates?
Depends which one, I think. Yeah, I'd want to be a cool animal as well. I wouldn't do it just for hibernation's sake.
Okay, I'd be all about the hibernation. Anything, bear, squirrel. Like, I don't know which other ones do.
I guess we could link it into chess here, couldn't we? And say that we'd be like a hedgehog or a dragon or something like that. And
I was thinking, how is a hedgehog related? But obviously, hippo.
Something like that. Yeah, there's loads, isn't there? Actually, in fact, which one's the hippo and the hedgehog aren't actually that bad to play, are they?
I don't know. I was literally just listening to like Caruana's podcast on the dog walk just now, and they mentioned the hippo or something, and I was like, I'm not really sure what it is. So,
well, it's related to the hedgehog in the same pawn structure, so maybe we could have a look at that at some point in the future. Because, well, the thing is, I get them confused as well. I'm sure it's you put the like fianchetto pawns up, your central pawns up one square, and you just put your pieces behind them.
Oh, it's like the bullet opening.
Yeah, the one that you.
Okay.
But
it's
also
kind of really annoying to play against because you're like you get everything you want, and then you feel like you need to do something, but then you lose on time.
Yeah, but it's also aligned an opening to play against computers as well, isn't it?
I don't think it matters what you play against computers. It's just like...
No, but I'm pretty sure it was back maybe not anymore. I don't know because it just computer just blocks everything up.
Right. Okay.
And I remember watching. God, this must have been years and years ago. Somebody was trying to like beat a 3,000 rated computer online at like 1 minute blitz, 1 minute bullet, and all they were doing was doing the hippo, locking up the pawn structure. For some reason, the computer was taking like 5 seconds every move, and they would take like 1 second per move, and then the computer would get down to like 1 second, and they'd have like 25, 30 seconds left, and still the computer was able to move that quickly that it still had like another 50 moves left to do. It was just amazing just to see how rapid it was. I can't even remember what site it was on. It might have been. It doesn't feel like it was chess.com. It must have been something else. I honestly don't know.
ICC maybe back then.
Yeah, maybe. Anyway, welcome everybody that's watching or watching on record. We did have a bit of a full start tonight, where I think I clicked go live and then something must have happened somewhere. So welcome to another episode of the Welsh Chess Chats. Obviously, myself, John Blackburn, we've got Alex and Johan already joining us. I won't ask how they are. We've already done that and you missed it. But we will talk about some of these things tonight. So obviously, we're going to have a look at the Welsh Chess Union calendar and ratings as per usual. We actually maybe even had a bit of a complaint last time that we need to do them at the start. So understood. And we'll have a look at the World Seniors because we do have a Welsh player playing in that, as mentioned last week. So we'll see how Peter Valley's getting on. And also have a look at some of the other sections too. We've got Alex to do a Welsh Local League update for us. So we can see what's going on in the Welsh leagues. Although we have to make sure we get all of the leagues at some point. So we'll update that as we go. I've got some comments to make in my junior director role, not for Welsh Chess, for Staffordshire Chess. Just maybe to do a bit of compare and contrast about what's going on. And then, Johan, we've been discussing about, hopefully, I didn't ask you to put this on there, but I put on there bullet versus blitz versus rapid versus classical. Maybe I should also say online versus over the board as well. And maybe you can have some thoughts on that kind of discussion. And then if we get time, there is kind of like this small tournament going on in the Isle of Man. Not really that important. It's only the Grand Swiss. Lots of live top level games where if you're rated 2,500, you're actually probably lucky to be on 1 out of 7 or something like that. Which is quite funny. There's grandmasters that have like got 2 or 3 draws and they've lost the rest of their games, which is amazing.
Well, just as you're saying that, I thought I'd want to check the results. And Caruana won that completely dead drawn endgame. Oh my gosh! Like I have to see that because, like. He must have ground that out like for nothing. Sorry, it was just like very surprised that he won that.
It was just given to him for free.
Was it? Okay,
Yeah,
I missed
back row just being useless, basically.
Wow,
I never rated the guy. I didn't even know he got so high. It was like, just free.
Wow, he was prodigy back in the day, wasn't he? But he obviously can't draw drawn rook end games.
Yeah, but this is the thing, though. I mean, you think about what Magnus was famous for, though, wasn't it? You know, grinding out wins.
This was a lot. Like, this was just, there was nothing in it, you know?
Yeah, of course. Looking at that, I only looked at the end position. I thought surely a few moves earlier than that, he probably was drawn. But I saw it with 2 knights on the board, and maybe queens and rooks, I think it was. And it was looking like that looks like an easy hold. I think I saw when he played queen c3 to swap off, but didn't see after that. But maybe we can have a look at that at some point. But let's not get too ahead of ourselves, guys. Let's have a look at the important things first, because that will be the Welsh Chess Union website, welshchessunion.uk. Obviously, very important there. We'll have a look at the calendar because just to see if there's any changes. Obviously, we've got some tournaments coming up in November. Change over in month, of course, which is fantastic. No more October, which has been wiped off. So that's a success. Not got any trash up there now. So
is there an entry list for that?
Yeah, there is. Let's click on entry form. Click on West Wales 54th Weekend Congress, 10th of November to Sunday the 12th.
Is Alex
how do we say this? Pontilou?
Pontu.
Okay. It's in Swansea. FIDE rated as well.
First price.
£220. 220 British pounds. Is that right? I was going to say English pounds.
Welsh,
not, is it?
Welsh pounds.
Thank you, Liz.
First Open I won Swansea. I like that one. It used to be in like some sort of pavilion thing, and it was really good. Yeah, it was the first one I won.
I quite like a 6:30 start time. Actually, it's not too late. That'd be quite nice to. But Les Philpin's running this, so let's have a look who's entered. And sometimes these aren't always up to date, but okay, Tim playing some more games.
Can't keep him away.
Can't stay away from the board, can he? Mr. Hirakis as well. There was top seed there.
No, Alex.
No, at the moment.
Be with me.
Oh, you said already. Sorry.
Oh.
Literally. Yeah. Or will you be there?
Oh yeah, we don't know yet. We don't know what the
will I be there?
So it clashes with the 4 NCL. So our kind of Welshish team is playing in that, which is why some of us might not be entering this tournament. But we won't tell you who, just in case our board order's messed up. But good to see 16 entrants in the Open, and then looks like we've got some 21 entrants in the Major.
Steve Jones was playing for us in.
That's Stephen A. Okay, so some youngsters as well playing in this as well. Yaroslav, Emma, Bismuth as well. Good to see their names up there. Can't see any youngsters in the top section, though. Yeah, those juniors? I don't think they are.
I think the youngest is probably Dukesy.
Well, he's not a junior, though.
What? I just said he's the youngest.
Okay. Okay, and then we've got really young kids down here as well, haven't we? Is 850 the starting grade? Did we find that out, by the way?
It is. So if your grade's 850 and you lose 100 points, you still go back to 850. So when you're 850, you can't lose rating.
So how does the Welsh juniors?
500.
Yeah.
Oh, that's completely different. That's not Welsh rating. That's like some made-up rapid play ratings they have apparently. Right. I don't know who runs that. I don't know what it is, but it's not. That's just for rapid play.
What?
The Welsh juniors have rapid play ratings, and they go down to like 10 or something. I don't know.
Okay, so but do we have like somewhere on the website where we have them side by side?
Not to my knowledge.
Okay, so if you're playing long play chess and you're a junior, you're 850. That's your starting point. But if it's a rapid play game, then you don't use that rating because it's a shorter time control. You therefore use some other rating system that works very much the same way as the current rating system, I assume.
One would like to think with a higher K factor, right? Otherwise, you're going to take years to get from 300 to 800.
So what we need to find out what you actually start at with the Welsh Rapid Play rating for juniors.
Yeah, I mean,
because does that start at 500 or does it start at 0? You have to get a draw to go up.
There used to be a Rapid Play rating, was there? It was just like that's like quite a recent thing, isn't it?
Yeah, I think so.
It's kind of weird, really, because you play all these Rapid Play games and you never had a Rapid Play rating.
Yeah, obviously it's that transition, isn't it? But it's like our ratings at the moment, isn't it? You know, you go on to the FIDE, you find your own FIDE profile, you've got like 6 different ratings. You've got like over the board rapid, over the board blitz, over the board bullet, over the board classical. Then you've got online rapid, online. You know, it's just.
I think I've only got 2 ratings or something. But...
Yeah, depends what you play. I mean, there's all these blitz tournaments that we could go into. Okay, so all of this stuff was on there beforehand, which is obviously good to see it's not been removed. An AM Blitz on the 27th. Was that there before?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, in January. Okay. Any changes here that we can see? Tandem tournament, Hand and Brain tournament. Looking forward to that.
Is that the same day?
Yeah.
Yeah. Going to be elementary, isn't it?
They might as well put in a baby chess tournament, mightn't they? They might as well. Just might as well chuck it in there. Let's go crazy.
Have it as an official Welsh championship.
Yeah. Have it as official title and everything. That would really get people out. Okay, yeah. So not much change to the calendar then, guys. The ratings is next on the list, and obviously maybe we should have a look at these rapid play ratings then as well. But so that it's on the same page, isn't it? So I thought that these were linked before. So this is. You're teaching me something here, Alex.
They were listed.
Yeah, they're listed. So you've got the live WCU junior rapid play ratings. So I click here for the normal ratings. But yeah, we have junior rapid play ratings apparently. And we can, I just click here, I guess. Let's have them in rating order. And okay, it's a little bit small on the left, but maybe I'll zoom in a bit here actually for people. Well, for my eyesight as well, actually. So yeah, these are it. So Ethan, Chen, Bentz, Ellison at the top. Not played any rapid play games though because they're using the other ratings now. Chomber and Luke have got a rating of 1373. Played 5 games. 26 games for Lucas. Well done, Lucas. 26 games. And yeah, so I guess what's the lowest? You can go down to 300. Oh, 200. What? 220 apparently. 225, and these are very new players, of course. So that's them. Yeah, you can actually find them. I didn't know that these were not linked. I thought they were linked somehow to the Welsh ratings. So what's the point of that then? Is that just for when juniors play rapid play?
Well, I assume the vast majority of juniors won't play classical, especially the younger ones. You know, because you get these junior tournaments where people play. It's like their first tournament. Their first tournament's almost never classical, right?
Yeah.
So they used to just use alphabetical order. You'd have maybe 2 or 3 kids who might have a long play rating. They'd enter a rapid, and the 4th seed would be like someone with surname A, and then you'd be bottom seed for you like Z. So I guess gets fairer pairings maybe if people get ratings after one tournament as opposed to when they play a classical game.
I'm just interested though because it does seem that the way that chess is going, that the shorter forms of the game are becoming a lot more popular, obviously, especially online. I'm just wondering whether Welsh chess might want to get ahead of the game here and thinking like, here we've got our classic. These ratings are classical now that I'm showing, or long play games. How much harder is it to have our rapid play grades up there at the same time?
Very, and it's just pointless. Like these ones are pointless. What's the point of having Welsh rapid play ratings?
These aren't Welsh rapid play. These are Welsh classical now.
Yeah, but even they're pointless, right? So what's the point of having a Welsh rapid play rating when no one plays rapid? There's like one rapid play tournament a year. It's pointless having a whole rating system for it.
Oh, I agree with that.
Thank you.
So hang on a minute. So no, I'm just trying to think. So do we need? Should we scrap something here, or do you think it's good as it is?
Well, here's the question: what purpose does a Welsh rating serve?
Just rating. So what you're telling me that the whole part of our previous 3-4 months of Welsh Chess Chat when we discussed the ratings has been completely pointless. Sure.
I think it's basically, I mean, it is kind of useful for people like you, Alex, I would have thought, because essentially, for me or whatever, I don't really mind about my Welsh rating, but your Welsh rating gives selectors sort of more insight into stuff non-FIDE rated that's going on in your chess life, basically. Do you know what I mean?
But it doesn't really, right? If people say, I think we discussed this, but if someone says your Welsh rating is suddenly important for Olympiad selection, I immediately stop playing league chess.
Yeah.
Immediately.
No, but I mean, for example, those, like if you just won like all your games in Wales, right, that are not FIDE rated, which like I guess there's a high percentage you do win, right? Like how would the selectors know? It's so much easier to go onto this site, just click a button, and then you've got all your results on there. It's kind of
so it's like me from last term when I went up loads on the Welsh rating because I won all these local league games, but my FIDE rating to stay the same.
Yeah, so it just gives the selectors a little bit more insight, I suppose, right? Or at least.
Do you think the selectors actually?
I have no idea what they do, to be honest. So, but at least it's all in one place. Like you can just go click your name on this thing, and you'll just see everything that you've played. So, I don't know, but like,
true.
It could help in some respect, but I mean, and also like for people lower down, it gives them a bit of motivation potentially in terms of climbing the list.
Okay, here's actually an interesting question then. So, should games played not in Wales count towards your Welsh rating?
Yes.
Because why? If they're covered in your FIDE rating?
Well, but what if they're not? Yeah.
Well, but it's very rare, right, to find a tournament abroad that's not FIDE rated.
No, hang on. What about my games in England? Local league chess.
Yeah.
But also, like, for example, if you went away and then you didn't bring points home, like, for example, then I don't know, I guess your rating becomes detached from what you are.
It gets detached, right? Because now, say if you go abroad, yours isn't so different, I guess, Johan. But you'd have to perform at 23.43 to not lose rating for Welsh. Whereas FIDE, you can perform at 22.80, whatever. And the same for me, I can perform at like 2200 FIDE and gain rating, and my Welsh would go down because it's absurdly high. So like they get mixed up. It's just weird, right?
Well, I mean, for me, I actually think that if I was in charge of selection, then I mean, it obviously depends, but the Welsh rating includes all of your games that you play, compared to the FIDE rating, which doesn't now. I think for us three, I think we probably agree that the FIDE rating is the one that we use. That's our general benchmark. But if you're looking at every single game you play, but then you look at Welsh rating, but the problem is that like I've got like local league games, and I'm sure you two have there, where it's not FIDE rated. We just don't maybe take it as seriously as maybe a FIDE rated game. I mean, we still take it seriously, but it's not as super serious as it,
You're just
for yourselves.
In the evening as well.
Sorry?
You're just tired in the evening, aren't you?
Yeah.
It's just almost a different form of chess. So
it's an interesting question. But also, I think as well, why don't we have, I mean, it's nice to have our own Welsh rating system, by the way. I think it's a good thing. But also there's another thing of saying, well, why don't we just merge the ratings with England and Scotland? Is that a terrible idea?
I would imagine that there's some sort of implications there that make it more complicated than it's worth.
Yeah, I'm sure there is. I mean, I think, what was it? You have to add on so many points, 100 points or something like that. Is it for a Scottish grade or something like that? Or
no idea.
There used to be some rule.
Well, I know it's the ECF would be there trying to fleece money out of it.
Yeah.
Like, you've got to pay now. You've got to become a gold player.
Yeah.
Well, that's a really good point, actually. So for my Staffordshire Junior Championship, I was really quite... And also it's come up for the British as well, hasn't it? But for a Welsh player to play in the Staffordshire Junior Championship, they have to register to be an English Chess Federation member, and either free for the first year if you're a junior, or it's something like, I don't know, £10, let's say, for the year. So it's not much. But why? But if an English junior wanted to play in a Welsh tournament, they don't have to do that, right?
I have no idea.
I don't think they have to do it. I don't think it's the same the other way around. And maybe we're missing an opportunity to charge some money for some stuff. Or charge the English, shall we say?
We should do.
Yeah, we should do. Any big changes on the ratings, guys? Anything that we can see at the top?
Mine.
Yours? What's happened to yours?
Well, they put on the tournament from Magaluf, right?
Oh, okay.
Does that mean you've taken a dive, have you?
Yeah. I mean, I was like 2270 something. I think.
You're still up then, but not as much.
Not as much, because that's the thing as well. It's like, yeah, obviously it was damaging enough to my feeder rating, but you chuck like losing to an 1800 on that. It's not ideal. But it's the same for Tim in Hoogeveen. Like,
not good, was it?
I mean, he didn't do terribly, but he killed your Welsh rating playing abroad.
Right.
Thank you, my Tirada, for checking that in the chat. And yeah, please let us know. On a lighter note, guys, you might have missed this comment, by the way. I thought this was quite funny. So yeah, I'll just show it up and just move on. Okay, well, not much change overall in the top. Let's have a look at the differences. Who's gained the most? Vince is still at the top, chased by a lot of people in blue. That means that they are juniors and they are hunting you down, Vince. I'm on your side. Come on, Vince, you can stay ahead. But he's only played 8 games, so maybe if he just stops and just hopes that that's enough of a difference. But maybe if he plays a few more, he'll go up another 100 points.
Can you win 200 points for playing 8 games? Like, what?
Well, his rating was 978, so I guess if you...
What's your K? Like, surely... Oh, I don't know.
K factor's like 48, I think, when you're playing.
Okay, there you go, okay.
Yeah. Okay, and let's have a look at who's played the most.
Tim, isn't it?
Yeah.
Wow.
I mean...
I was looking through my games, right? Like how many games I've played this year, and it's the most I've played in like many, many years, right?
Yeah.
So, and obviously it's not quite the end of the year yet, but I think I've played 22 games since January.
Yeah, I mean, Tim's on 61 games so far. The guy's a machine. Just doesn't seem to stop.
But that's like since, I don't know, September, isn't it?
July.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's still an amazing amount. But Josh McKenna, come on, hunting him down, giving away rating points, Josh is. And there's a comment in the chat as well. Thanks, Sam. I think Josh might be 1200 by December. He said something about, maybe Alex, you can shed some light on this as well. Maybe an important comment here. I like Welsh ratings, but don't like the batch not updating after like 20 games. Josh might be 1200 by December. Is that a...
So you don't know what a batch rating is, I guess, John?
No, I haven't got a clue.
Okay, so after, I think it was 25 games, but after 25 games before, they would like set you as a batch rating. So say after 25 games, Tim's rating was, 2250 instead of 2192, then his rating would go to that. So points he gained or lost would be playing off 2250, not 2192. So it's like you're playing off a fair reflection of your ability. But I think it was a lot of work for the rating officers. They now just don't do that. So they just update the ratings every...
As we go.
6 months or a year. I'm not sure how often it is.
Okay.
We've also got another comment here. This might be able to answer this question as well. Gary's telling us that he's got a lot of games missing on his name. So why might that be then? Why do we think games might be missing for people?
I guess it depends where they're from. Like... if they're from a tournament, the rating officers don't necessarily know you've played that tournament. So I think the correct procedure is you're supposed to notify the rating officers before you play a tournament to say, I'm going to play this. Not afterwards, because afterwards you might only send it in if you've done well. So you're supposed to like give them a heads up you're playing it, and then they keep an eye on it. If games are missing, Gary or anyone else, I'd just send a friendly reminder to the rating officer.
As long as you're gaining ratings, yeah. So that's like John does very well in his local league matches. I think it's like 100%.
No, it's unfortunately I own up to it, but if I lose rating, but that's something that somebody could actually do, though, isn't it? You could actually go fly abroad somewhere, where somebody's not going to check up whether you played or not. As long as it's not FIDE rated, and you could play a tournament. If you gain rating, you can send them in to be rated. Say, look, I played here, it's on chess results. But if you don't gain rating, you could technically just not say anything about it, and nobody would know.
Oh, people have done it. People have done it.
But I guess you could search for somebody's name. But I mean, that's a lot of work to go through, and I don't think anybody would do that. Just in case people are wondering where we can look at the rating emails for people. So these are the different areas. You just pick the person that you're represented by and send them an email, and try and make it really clear about who you played, what their rating is, and
who would we send it to then, John?
Well, I'm down as Gwent.
Somehow closest to Gwent.
No, not even that. I mean, but I think I've sent stuff to Paul Orton before as well. I mean, to be honest, his name's down for 3 areas plus the general rating issues as well. So there's.
I want to send in my 3 points worth just so I'm not on -3 anymore.
Oh, okay. You're going back to 0. Are you sure you're going to get 3 points for it though?
Maybe not. But...
Okay, well, that kind of brings us to a close on the rating section. But some great questions from the chat there. And actually, if you do have any more questions about that, please let us know. And I don't know everything about it, as you can tell. Alex knows a lot more than me. Maybe he can help us out. World Seniors, let's just have a look at what's going on here, because we've got a Welsh entrance in here. But so this is the 65 plus, and we have Peter Varley, who's just played in the World Team Seniors, and now he's on the World Individual Seniors. Where is he? Where's that Welsh flag?
I don't see it. It's not.
Oh, that's not good. Having to scroll down.
Hang on, this is board 1. He should be around here somewhere.
Jan Roos, I remember playing in an IM tournament.
Yeah,
he won it, and he got an IM norm at the age of 65 or something. It's first one.
He gives me hope then, right? Is that what you're saying?
Well, it was giving me hope at the time. It was great.
I can still do it. I can still do it.
He played so well, really well. Yeah.
There he is. There's Peter. 4.5.
That's what, 50%?
That's not bad. Let's have a click on Peter, see how he's going on. He's losing 20 rating points, but I tell you what, it's this
these youngsters are underrated, though, aren't they?
Well, I mean, he lost 3 games in a row, so he must have been having a bit of a bad turn. He lost to 2 people rated 2,000, which has hurt his rating. And then he's come back with 2 wins, so good to see him bouncing back there. And how did he go on in this game here? Oh, it's still, we still haven't got a result against this one. So we can still come back from that. Still a few rounds left. You're doing all right there. But in the lead at the moment is, Jan Roos, a few people in 6.5, including Terry Chapman. And surprisingly, John Nunn is not one of those people. And Rafael Zagani, and what's some great names here, isn't there, as well? We've also got the
John ratings getting hammered if he's not.
It must. Do you want me to look at his rating just to see how he's getting hammered? John Nunn, yeah, it must be. Only 7.
No, he's okay.
Only 7 points. Surprising. He lost a game and had 2 draws in the last 3 rounds. Won the rest before that, but so it's not that bad actually, which is disappointing, really. Although we do like these people.
Adam's turning up.
Adam's turning up, and he's not even leading. This guy, Swat Atalik, Grandmaster is. I mean, with all these GMs there, though, it's so difficult, surely, to.
Well, but he's turned up to loads of tournaments in Britain and just shown that he's better. He is good, doesn't he? So it's surprising. Yeah,
he is a cut above, isn't he?
Solid though, isn't he, Mickey? I think this is his problem. I don't think anyone will ever beat him, but he just draws quite a lot. He hasn't got his cutting edge he used to.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah. So 3 draws in the last 3 rounds is costing him at the moment, but he's only half a point behind. Still a few rounds to go, and we've also got the women's section too. Unfortunately, no Welsh entrants in here, but just have a look at who's leading it. I wasn't known Gabrin Dashvili. Wasn't she the one that sued the Queen's Gambit? Saying that she never played against the male players, but she did. I think they said that was the reason why. But she's not winning this one. Monica Calzetta-Ruiz is winning it, 6 points at the moment. Joint leader with Galina. I don't recognise any of these names, but of course I recognise Ingrid Latavax from England. So we've got the women's section going on too. So World Seniors going on at the moment. Maybe we can have a look at some of Peter's games for next week, perhaps, and see what's going on. But for now, local leagues. Alex, have you got anything loaded up for the local leagues for us?
I need to.
Right, okay. Let me make our faces a bit bigger to scare all of our watchers. And he's just going to share his screen.
Can my screen be seen?
It can now. It can. We can see everything going on. I'm actually going to make us a bit smaller.
Is this the Cardiff division?
It is the Cardiff.
Oh my god! Look at that, 1 to 9.
Oh yeah, Pontia. Yeah.
That's worse than it used to be.
Well, before I go with the section, I should point out that John asked me to do this. It wasn't my idea to show the East Glam website, so it was John's idea. But now we're here. We should point out first place the Cardiff Bishops.
Is that your team?
Who plays for the Cardiff Bishops? It's my team. Somehow sitting at the top.
Have you won the league before?
I won it we had a small league just as we were coming out of the pandemic. I won it with Cardiff B. But other than that, no. But maybe this year. But I think we've got a good league set up at the moment, because I don't think even North Cardiff, they sort of split their strength this year as well as Cardiff. So no one's just stacked their team. We've got quite, like, if you look first to
Cardiff Uni separate to Cardiff Chess Club? Or?
Yes, Cardiff, they're separate. They play in the Students' Union Sunday at 7:30 p.m. It's the worst fixture.
Sunday at what time?
Sunday, 7:30 p.m.
Wow.
Hang on a minute. What happens if you're playing in a weekend tournament?
Well, I haven't found out yet, but someone's going to kick up a fuss, aren't they? Like,
you can't play on a Sunday.
Honestly, it's outrageous. And Students' Union, when I played there last season, and this isn't my excuse for losing, but there was an Indian dance class in the room.
Oh, lovely.
The whole thing, it was just like,
oh my god. That's just reminded me of I actually played over the board on Monday, right? And like there was this auction going on in the room next door with there was no like door, right? And the things being sold were just ridiculous. Like I just felt like I really need to win this game quick to get out of here. It was like ridiculous. It was I just couldn't believe that this was going on for like so long as well. Oh.
Yeah, but this is just local league chess, isn't it? I mean, my club also, we've got kind of like a tiny room on the end of a bar. It's a cricket club. So if the football's on, literally, we can close the doors to, but you can hear everything. I'm cheering as much as the goal goes in because I know what's happened. You know, this is just local league chess. You can't really get a...
Well, hold on. 20 minutes ago, you were saying the Olympiad selectors should be looking at Welsh ratings. So, and now you're saying, oh, well, it doesn't matter if you're playing in the middle of a football match. So you can't have it both ways. Like,
this is true.
Either they're important or they're not.
This is true, Alex. You've caught me there. Well done. Though I will say, though, Johan, I don't know about you, but if there's Indian dancing going on in the room next, do you want to travel down to play away at Cardiff Uni? I mean, it sounds like a great time, to be honest.
It does, yeah.
I think we'd be up for
memories of when I was in uni, if it's in the student union.
Yeah, I mean, that does sound great.
They should have it on a Monday night, a fun factory. Rubber duck on a Wednesday.
I thought it was a done thing, though, for universities to have like the Wednesday afternoon off. So I'm not saying have it in the afternoon, but maybe have it in the Wednesday evening because...
No, Wednesday's the wildest evening.
What, Wednesday's bad now, Alex? What?
No, just any like it. Just don't get me started on this. Like, I was raging when I found out this was a thing last season. Like, and they said it's the only time they could get a room in the Students' Union. It's huge. It's a massive building.
There's not right.
Rooms in there, and they could apparently only get Sunday. Like,
that's not right. That they can get a room. I mean, they probably just haven't asked the right people, or just been told they're not allowed it, or something like that. They'll definitely be able to get rooms to play in.
I agree.
Just, but you know, people just don't know where to ask sometimes. Some pretty interesting comments. Right, so hang on. So there's 4 Cardiff teams, is that right?
5 Cardiff teams.
Oh God,
3 North Cardiff, Cardiff Uni, and then Pontypridd. And that's our next match is way away to Pontypridd. That's like a whole evening gone.
You're really selling it to us, Alex.
Right, because everyone on my team gets really excited that we're going to Pontypridd because they love our away matches. And for me, it's like finishing work, don't have time to eat, and I have to like shoot across town to get there. So it's less fun.
So how long does it take you to get to Pontypridd?
Like 20 minutes.
I mean, we're meeting like an hour before the match starts.
Okay.
Because someone's giving a lift. So, and then we'll get there really early, probably. But, or is it an hour? Or is it 50 minutes?
Bridgend was always the furthest away. Or like Aberdare, actually. Aberdare was quite
Aberdare back in the day. Ponty's miles as well, though. Ponty takes ages. They all do.
Ponty is like a million times closer than Aberdare, though, isn't it? Like literally.
That's because you used to live in Caerphilly, though, right?
No. From Cardiff, it's up it's the same valley, isn't it?
It's a trek. This is why it's good that we're all a Cardiff league.
Right? I mean, it's very dominated.
That's probably why you've taken over, isn't it?
Yeah.
So you don't have to travel.
To be honest, I moan about going away to North Cardiff. Even that's too far for me. So.
I mean, you clearly don't know what I'm used to. So, like, I used to play in the Stockport League for my club, Holmes Chapel, and literally we'd be arriving at the club at 6 o'clock and be getting to the opponent's club for 7:30. And sometimes we'd be late starting, so it's like an hour and a half or something like that. Oh, wow. You know, and I remember playing against this team called High Peak. They don't exist anymore, I don't think. And it's as it says, they are a High Peak. So you can imagine like January, coming over, the snow everywhere, and we're traveling there in the dead of night, trying to get home as well, get back home at like 1 a.m.
High Peak for England is like, barely the end of like your street in Wales, isn't it? Like so flat.
Well, I don't know. I think
I haven't seen a mountain in months.
Yeah, but that's where you are in Birmingham, though, isn't it? It's not quite the same as up here. All right, Alex. So that's Division 1, dominated by quite a lot of North Cardiff teams.
Yeah, but it's a close. It should be a competitive season.
Good.
Division.
Oh, hang on.
Oh, Division. I think we have to scroll. Division 2. We've got another Ponty team. This could be disastrous. Barry, Ponty, and Caerphilly. We don't want these teams getting promoted. Bridgend, Nelson.
My dad started playing for Caerphilly now, so there's no worry about them getting promoted. So
he's probably watching this. He'll watch it on record, maybe. So this has got.
The problem with Dad is that you can't rely on him to turn up to matches. So it's.
There's a lot more spread though in the teams here. Maybe they just can't be bothered to go to Cardiff and North Cardiff all the time, and so therefore all these different teams have gone into these divisions, because this is much more rounded. This is what I was expecting from the first division, but clearly that's not the case. But
I think before COVID, there was Barry, Caerphilly. Even last season, there was Caerphilly and like Ponty and that. So they've all been, and Nelson were Division 1 for years. They've all been there or thereabouts. I think it just happened they all got relegated at the same time. But yeah, I mean, I suppose they'll all be back next season.
And just a quick thing, obviously I can see the Cardiff team names there and Caerphilly Kings, but Barry's gone for the Quarks and the Bosons. I mean, that's a little interesting. I was just wondering, is there a story behind that at all? Or
it was like that when I joined the club when I was 13. They were called that then, so it goes back a long way. I don't know the story exactly, but they've never changed their team names. This is just how it's been, which I think is good. I think it's good to have a bit of history there.
Yeah, I'd like to know what the story is behind that as well, if anybody knows. So who are the top players then? Is there a Division 3? Sorry?
There's a Division 3. It's got 17 teams.
Oh, my God.
Apparently.
Oh, wow.
And I think, where's the team I want to find? There's North Cardiff Brothers team, which I believe is 4 brothers playing.
Really?
Yeah. I can't pronounce the surname, but it's just those 4, which I think is quite a cool thing to do.
Well, our Caerphilly team, when we started playing for Caerphilly, was me, my dad, and my sister, and then we just grabbed 2 others. So we started in Division 4 or 5, whatever it was, and we got up to the 2nd division or something.
So can you see the top players in each of these divisions so far? Obviously, it's only 4 games in, but I mean, does it give you like a...
We don't have statistics. Like, there's no statistics page. But I mean, I know the top players in the league are.
Yeah, okay. Well, maybe just have a quick look at, is anybody on 4 out of 4, for example? Or
I think Tim's probably won all his games, I imagine. Tim plays for North Cardiff. I had a draw. I think Tom Brown and the Dragons, Tom Brown and Reginald Umbar are doing particularly well.
Okay, because it's usually I quite like to because you can see it actually in the I'm not bigging up the English Chess Federation here, but they've got this LMS thing where that you can click on. You can actually see the player stats for the division and see who's the top.
Yeah, that's cool. Actually, it would be nice to have that.
That would be quite a nice thing because you can also look at it for like Division 2 to see who's performing well. Then obviously Division 3 who's performing well individually as well as the teams. Just quite nice to see rather than scrolling through every single result.
That's fine. I'll just leave it here just to wind up Joe. I know watches at some point, so I'll just leave this here.
Just freeze it on this point.
You lost that next one to Tim there as well. You managed to squeeze 2 of his losses in.
I've done him dirty.
Joe's having a stinker here.
But he won
he's won a Congress, so you know.
We'll give him that.
I mean,
sorry, Joe.
I take a Congress win over 2 league losses. So
yeah. Okay.
West Wales.
Is this West Wales? Yeah. Let's have a look. What's going on over here?
So. I mean, I know someone told me they were struggling for players, but they managed to get 8 teams in the first division.
Although Noah's Yard don't look like they played a game.
I think they're a uni-based team, but yeah, that's maybe a bit concerning. I always like when a B team's top of the league. I think that's always good to see.
Uh-huh.
Hang on, Morriston have got 4 teams there, have they?
Oh crap! What have I done now?
He's got videos playing and everything. He hasn't got a clue.
I've clicked the detail view and it's giving me home and away records.
Yeah. Oh wow.
Necessary, but
they've got 4 and against home and away. This is awesome. This is the kind of stats that we want to see. You know, and is that a chart? You can see position changes as well. Oh, this is brilliant. Look at this. We need to get rid of those videos, but
looks a bit fancy though, doesn't it? This
yeah.
This is great. Position changes. I mean,
go team form afterwards as well.
That's cool.
Close that video, Alex. Oh, that's awesome.
This makes the East Glam one look terrible.
What's that?
Predictor. Can you go?
Yeah, I guess you can put in results. I guess can you or something, and then
you can start betting on them. should we get some odds?
You can.
Like, you know.
Is it 5 boards? I guess is the question as well.
Who knows? It doesn't tell you that. But okay.
So can we see some individual players then? Like who plays for Morriston B? They played 5 games. They've won 3. White Knights A are on 3 out of 3 though. So I guess I
can't find that information to be honest with you.
What the individual? That should click on the team name maybe.
No.
Eligible players. Okay, so can we not see like the fixtures, the individual results?
You have to go. I think it looks like you have to go one by one and click through.
Oh,
it's
right.
Very, very detailed. Yeah.
And what's the website that we need to go to look at this, Alex? What's it called?
I typed into Google West Wales Chess League. It was the first result.
All right, fantastic. How many leagues then do we need to go through? Is it just West Wales and East Glam?
I've also got the Gwent one open.
Yeah, let's have a look at Gwent, and we might have some individual kind of stuff to look at after this, maybe. But
so Gwent looks like it's early days, just 2 games in, but 6 teams Division 1, more in Division 2. Got Malpas, Newport, Abergavenny, all sitting at the top.
Is there any clubs that are kind of like equidistant between East Glam and Gwent, or East Glam and West Wales, that could play in both?
I think the closest to East Glam, I know Bridgend or they used to play as Porthcawl as well. The same players used to play basically for one team in West Wales, one team in East Glam, because they're kind of in the middle.
Uh-huh.
But I think not really. I don't think, there's many people. I mean, the one player is Adam Musson, plays in West Wales Chess League, and he plays for North Cardiff, but he doesn't live in between. He just travels to play for North Cardiff.
Fair play, Adam. Great effort.
This is nice.
Oh, that's what I'm talking about.
Division 1, we've got results.
Performance rating there as well.
We've got individual statistics. Mateus Gibiek, 2 out of 2.
No, James.
Only one player on 100% after 2 rounds. Wow.
Competitive league.
John Gilbert.
Peter Varley's down there.
David draws. Drawn both his games. Yeah, of course, yes. Oh, Peter Varley drawn both his games as well. Interesting.
So do we have an award for who gets the most draws in the league?
He's the Ben Edgell Award, right?
This is the kind of detail that I'm talking about. When I have a look at this, can we have a look at the Division 2 stuff? So, for example, you're talking about all these juniors playing in the, I'm guessing, Division 3 in the East Glam League. Are we seeing the same thing in the Gwent League? Are we seeing the same thing in the West Wales League? Are there the same kind of juniors coming through there and playing in it? And who's doing well? Or we just don't know.
I don't know most of these players, but it's hopefully I'll get to know them at some point.
Yeah.
So we go. Good. I think Gwent wins the website award.
But that's just linked to the Welsh Chess Union website, is it? Or
it's a similar theme. I mean, I don't know who does it. Maybe if it's Mark Adams, maybe, because I know he's obviously involved with both. But whoever runs it, hats off.
Yeah. Okay. Fair enough. Did you miss the Cardiff cross table? I don't think there was. Oh no, we did show the Division 1 East Glam League, but we didn't have any individual results, so there's nothing we can really look at it individually. Okay. Well, you can have a look at listen to some of my talk about my junior director stuff for Staffordshire, but actually I think maybe we can save that for next week perhaps, because we're actually taking a team down to Oxford. I'm taking 3 teams of 6 down to Oxford this Saturday to play in the National Youth Championships. I know that Wales are actually taking 6 teams across to Oxford to play in it. So maybe I'll have an update afterwards on the junior scene and what's going on there. But I think it would be a good idea, Johan, if you don't mind, because I know that you've got some really big thoughts about this, and we've been discussing it too. But this kind of like playing bullet, blitz, rapids, classical, online versus over the board kind of discussion. I think it's quite an important discussion to be had. So what kind of like your thoughts on that, Johan?
Well, it was just because of some stuff that's maybe happened the last few weeks. And I know we've got 4NCL coming up, and my mind is like, I want to be in the best shape for play classical chess. So of course I took John's advice and played some bullet.
I'm pretty sure that wasn't my advice to get better at classical chess, was it?
I know, but it just happened at the wrong time, wasn't it? So essentially, it's like I don't know whether it's a coincidence or what, but like playing bullet. Well, my blitz rating has gone down a lot. My bullet rating has gone through the roof, but I feel like maybe it's probably not putting me in the best shape for 4NCL, like in terms of classical chess, right? So it's kind of really. I don't know. How do you get the balance of playing some chess for fun online and then, being in good shape for when you come to play class? It's kind of weird, isn't it? Like, I wonder what a coach would tell you to do. Probably not to play bullet and blitz, right?
Well, I wonder what your 4NCL captain might say, Alex.
Well, the 4NCL captain is judging him and thinking if it's too late to drop him, like, John, are you available?
I might be available actually.
It's actually kind of annoying because if you can look at your graph on chess.com, right?
Yeah.
And like, I was kind of just playing quite well throughout the year, getting a little bit better. And then like there's this massive drop off a cliff just before my GM tournament, right? For no reason. And then like, obviously I played okay, but not amazingly at that. And like, obviously the results were worse than the play. And then after the tournament, there's like the slow rise, and then like it starts going up. Like I start playing really, really well again, but no classical chess. And now like I've got classical chess coming down. My ratings just like dropped off a cliff again. So I've literally dropped 100 points in a week. Like, yeah. So
because the idea was though, wasn't it, that you play blitz, and obviously part of blitz to get better at it, you need to be able to play really well in those last 30 seconds of your time. And so there's going to be some games where it's decided in that point. And if you're good at bullet, then you'll, 1, not get there as quick, but also 2, when you're playing really fast, you'll get good at it. So if you go and practice some bullet chess, play it for a week or a few weeks or something like that, and then go back to Blitz, you'll have those bullet skills in your arsenal to then kind of improve at Blitz. But of course, what it ends up doing, and it happened to me as well, is that you end up finishing games and you've got more than 2 minutes on the clock when you start with 3, and you're thinking, why have I lost because I've blundered my queen or a simple tactic or something like that? Because I've just played far too quickly. Being actually able to slow down is really difficult. But I don't think it helps our classical chess at all.
No,
of course not.
But Bullet doesn't. But I do think, like, if you use Blitz in a certain way, then you can help with your openings. But I think I'm gonna not play any online stuff until 4NCL's done now, and just do like difficult puzzles, basically.
Yeah, I mean, I think there's nothing better than setting up a board, putting a difficult puzzle on it, and then trying to solve it. Although I think you're talking about online puzzles.
Yeah, I think so. But I don't know if I can get my hands on some stuff I can get on a board. Maybe then, yeah, I don't know. I just need to not play Bullet for the next couple of weeks.
Yeah, well, I think your captain will tell you not to.
It's your fault, John.
Everything's my fault. I mean, I'm happy to take it as being my fault. That's fine.
I mean, I enjoyed winning the Bullet games, but I've not enjoyed going back to Blitz now. Although I was playing I played Title Tuesday. I told you I played Title Tuesday on my phone on Tuesday, and I was beating someone that was 3,000 rating, and or basically just under. And but I've never played on my phone before, and I don't have a super pen thing like you, so basically I can't make a move a second. So I was down to 10 seconds, and I was like, okay, if he lasts 10 moves, he's going to win here. So
and he did.
I was just a complete rook up, and there was not many pieces left on the board. But I just
it's not really chess then at that point, is it? It's more online chess where anything goes, and you can just blitz people. And that's why we wanted to get good at Bullet, though, wasn't it? Because the normal blitz time control that people play is 3 minutes and 2 second increment, where that's a lot of time. You can gain time quite easily. But when you're playing Title Tuesday, it's 3 minutes and 1 second increment, which you struggle to gain time on.
Yeah. Well, you could stay the same or whatever, but yeah.
But
I can't pre-move on a phone. It's just not it just can't do it. So it was it was a kind of frustrating, because I knew if I was on my computer, I'd get the win. But never mind.
So I think the key takeaway here for our listeners and our watchers, is that basically playing online chess, Blitz and Bullet, does not help your classical chess if you just do it purely to stay in shape. If you do it maybe for a different reason, such as getting through a lot of games, which you can then analyze, look at your openings, really test yourself on whether you know your openings or not, then it can be useful. But as a staying in shape kind of methods, with those long play games, we don't think it has that much impact, right?
No, it can make you worse as well. Makes you lazy, doesn't it? Lazy calculators.
Yeah, you just kind of shuffle pieces. I guess we should just have a quick comment on the Grand Swiss. Have you been enjoying it?
Sort of, yeah. But I think the commentary has gone downhill a bit, so it's kind of annoying, because I know commentary is normally quite good, so I've been listening to it, but being disappointed. So. I don't know. What do you think?
Well, I didn't listen today, but it wasn't not Lecco today.
Well, Lecco, the guy that's with him the last few days, Scandinavian, I guess, but he kind of pretends that he's not looking at the engine, but it's really obvious that he is. And then he's like, "Oh, I've just come. What if we play this move?" And it's and I'm like, "Oh, come on!" And he's like, "Well, I was thinking that it's connected to this." Yeah, it's not, because the problem is Lecco's not looking at the engine, right?
No.
And then he throws out some human stuff. That the guy obviously hasn't seen, because it's not on the engine, and then he can't reply to it until he's put it in secretly, and then he suddenly has this. And it's kind of just really annoying, because he's pretending that he's not looking at it. It's why are you doing this?
Did you have that 14 move game loaded?
Yes, yeah.
Do you want to load that up? And Alex, have you had any time to watch the commentary at all, or are you too busy working?
I've not had tons of time. I watched one of the days when it was Gustafsson and Lecco, and I enjoyed that. I think it was great, because he basically lets Lecco do all the analysis, and I think Gustafsson's a good presenter and what he adds quite a bit. But I did check a bit with this other guy that Johan doesn't like, and yeah, I didn't watch for long. He kind of annoyed me a bit as well.
He is annoying, isn't he? And he's kind of like, he's a bit too opinionated for someone who's just using the machine, right? Like, I think, trying to sound like he's 3,000 at chess. It's like disagreeing with Lecco only because he's got the analysis there.
So let's revel in a grandmaster being rubbish at chess for one game, and make ourselves feel better about ourselves and our chess ability.
I'd love to say that I have not lost in 14 moves recently, like this 2600 pot I did the other day. So last Tuesday, in Title Tuesday, 13 moves. So yeah, okay. So I think it was just like kind of a normal opening as well. Have you seen this, John? I think Alex has seen it.
Yeah, this is just standard.
So this is just Queen's Gambit accepted normal
C5,
stuff.
Like B3, okay.
Slightly, not normal, but it's still pretty normal development, right? And like, at this point, you're thinking there's only about 4 moves to the end of the game. How are you going to lose this?
How does he lose this? What?
It's amazing. How do you lose? It's 2600 as well, right?
Oh, hang on.
So
this is getting a little tasty.
I think 95 is a good move as well, isn't it?
Looks like a good move. So he just develops bishop f3, sensible. Swap that bishop off, and then rook c1. Pinning that pawn, and then he thinks, I'll get a bit clever here. I'll take this bishop, and then he's just missed this intermezzo.
Oh my God!
Obviously, threatening mate. How do you do those arrows like that? Yeah, threatening mate, getting the knight out, and then he's just gonna take that next move.
I haven't seen that yet. That's the first time. That's just crazy. It reminds me actually a little bit of. It's not even as complex as that trick in the Sicilian, the Smith-Morrow Gambit, where you do the knight d4 and knight g4, knight g4 h3, knight d4 trap. That's just the thing is there though. That really shows though, because obviously he can see that that's not difficult to see.
Yeah.
But because they're concentrating on such a high level, they're trying to eke out the smallest, tiniest of advantage. That they're missing the simplest things.
I think sort of tiredness must be setting, because this is just a basic intermezzo, really, isn't it? It's kind of like, for 2600, that's pretty bad. He's obviously quite tired. Either that, or he got a really nice bribe like the day before. So.
I think it's a really weird dynamic, right, for 2600s, because if I'm not mistaken, he was on like 3 out of 7 or something before the game, and you probably have to go back like a decade from the last time he was doing so badly in the tournament. So it's just that mindset that every tournament he plays, I imagine he's fighting for first place, and suddenly he's on 3 out of 7. It's like, where's your motivation? So you still want to win, but you're going to be super focused because there's a few £1,000 on the line, probably.
Yeah, it's a really good point actually, because they don't suffer like we suffered when we played in strong tournaments and lost a lot of games.
Well, it depends on what country they live in, right? Because if they're one of the non-Carlsen Norwegians, or they get beaten up at their local tournament every year. If they're like Aryan Tari or whatever, he gets absolutely hammered like once a year.
So he's used to losing. So if you haven't got that used to losing kind of thing, then when you do start losing, it can become really a big problem for you. Well, okay. Well, thanks very much everybody for watching. And yes, my Terada, I'll see you on Saturday. 5 hours training show. Yeah, I'm taking the minibus down, so I'll see you there. So come and say hello. But yeah, it's lots of stuff going on in Welsh chess. Obviously, we'll see how Peter Varley goes on in his last few games in the World Seniors. I'd like to see maybe some individual results from the local leagues, but I know that you're not going to be able to produce that, Alex, so we'll have to see if something happens there. But obviously the Grand Swiss is on at the moment. We strongly recommend that you watch the commentary, even if we don't like sometimes the combinations that they put up, because follow what's going on in the world. This is some of the best chess players in the world playing against each other. Who knows if we'll see Dingler again? But that's a different story, because he's been vacant, hasn't he? He's withdrawn from some tournaments. Ding, yeah.
Still celebrating, isn't he?
What's that, Alex?
Still celebrating.
He's out on the pop still, yeah.
Yeah, he's there, like, having a few beers still, isn't he? So he's doing one of those bus journeys, but he's going through the whole of China.
Yeah.
Open top bus parade and everything. All right, okay, right. Well, I'm going to go to bed. Thanks very much for watching, everybody. Make sure you click like, follow, subscribe, whatever that little button is below, please. It helps us out, helps us do the stream. It shows us that you want to see more of this stuff. And give us some more information if there's something Welsh chess going on in your area or a Welsh chess player playing in a tournament, then we want to know about it. We're not deliberately missing things out. We just don't know all the information, and we're trying to collate it all. So good night from me. Good night, Alex. Good night, Johan.
Good night, Joe.
Bye-bye.